Hey, Burbrain, so what do you think? You like Weary Willie?
Oh, yeah, he's a great clown.
Yeah, he's pretty good, isn't he? My suspenders are always falling down.
Yeah, I know you gotta get him fixed.
They don't need fix. They're okay. They just slide down with the chair sometimes.
He's good at hobo clown. First he's a roustabout.
Yeah, roustabout, then aerials, then he was turned his act into a hobo clown.
That's sad. There's a lot of homeless people during the Depression.
Yeah, it was sad. Very sad.
A lot of homeless now, too.
Yeah, there are a lot of homeless people right now. It's very sad.
Donald Trump, he don't care about them.
You don't know that. That's not true.
Is he gonna deport everybody?
I'm not. Yeah, he did say he's going to deport a bunch of people, and I don't want to get into that.
What do you think of that?
Well, you know how I feel about that. I talked about that before. If somebody's been living here and working for like the last 20 years, helping this country flourish, no, they should have instant citizenship. That's how I feel about it. I just don't think that's fair.
And Trump, he's gonna throw them all out.
Not necessarily. He's not. It's not that easy. He's not just gonna be able to throw everybody out. He tried to do that last time. That's not gonna work. It's a fine line, that whole thing.
You know, people, they need help. What you do is somebody come to your house to hide.
I mean, if somebody's like going to be thrown out of the country, they need to hide here. Well, if it's an adult, I'm sorry. I'd say, well, look, man, I'm sorry. If you came here legally, that's on you.
That's not right.
No, wait a minute. I used to live in Canada, okay? And when I lived in Canada, okay, I had a business. But when I went out of business, okay, I had to leave Canada. I wasn't allowed to stay there. My girlfriend was there. All my friends were there. I didn't bitch. I didn't moan. I just packed my stuff and I went back to Buffalo.
Yeah, but that's different.
No, it's not different. It's exactly the same thing, okay, man? I mean, look.
When I was a kid.
Oh, children's different. If somebody showed up at my doorstep and they had kids with them, okay, and they were going to send these kids off who knows where on some bus, no, I would. I'd let them in. I'd hide them out. Because I have to. My conscience.
Well, that's good. You care about kids.
Yeah, I do. Kids, once you're an adult, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's the kind of way I am. But a kid, no, I would have to. I'd have to hide them out here. It's not going to come to that anyway. It's not going to be that bad.
It might be.
I hope not, But yes, I don't think if you're a child and you were born here, just because your parents came here legally, hey, you're still a citizen. You have every right to be here. Okay, that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been. They have a right to be here, so they stay. Well, that means their parents stay with them.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you think like that.
Yeah, well, man, why is this bug keeps flying around? He did this in the last video.
I know where that fly come from.
I don't know where he came from.
Anyway, it's sad that people that are homeless.
It is sad, very sad.
Sometimes you get mad.
I mean, I get mad.
I heard you complain about the vagrant.
Well, yeah, I complained about the vagrants. They broke into my building, went on the roof. They trashed the place, okay, and they ripped out all the copper in the heating and cooling system.
I know, that was bad.
Yeah, destroyed a $20,000 heating and cooling system so they can take their copper to get drugs.
I know it's drugs.
Because that's what they do, okay? Now, look, if somebody's homeless because they have their mental illness or health issues or something, of course, it's horrible. But I'm sorry, I just can't feel sorry for these people that, are homeless because they're doing drugs.
Why not?
Because they choose to do drugs. You don't have to do drugs.
And they go addicted.
Well, yeah, they become addicted, but they made the choice at one time. They want their head to get all messed up. So if you're doing drugs, you know what? It'd be like if I wanted to eat at a 5-star restaurant every night.
Or to a restaurant.
Yes. I don't have the money to go to a 5-star restaurant, okay? But I want to eat at one. So I go and I rob and steal so I can eat at a 5-star restaurant. It'd be the same thing.
No, not the same at all.
Yes, it is the same thing. Look, I don't want to get into a whole thing about, the homeless and all that. But you know what, Burbank? It's like, okay.
What? Tell me more.
All right. Okay, like in Orange County, you have people, they work their ass off.
You swore.
Whatever. They work like crazy. They buy a house in Orange County. It costs them like over $1 million. Okay, and they wake up one day and there's like people in their backyard, and they're like, smoking cigarettes and they're drinking alcohol. They're doing drugs. Needles are everywhere. The kids can't even go out and play anymore. I mean, come on, man. I mean, who would put up with that?
Oh, no, I'm not good, but not their fault.
Well, whose fault is it then? Okay, and then the problem is these poor people. It's like, you go back there, and you'll be like, hey, I'm sorry, you have a rough time, but is there any way that you can, and they start yelling at them. Yeah, they do yell at them. I've seen that before.
You ain't seen it.
Oh, I've seen plenty of homeless people yell. And the guy's like trying to be nice. He's like, well, could you, move on? I got kids. And the guy starts yelling at him, what gives you the right? What gives you the right? It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, I know, but they don't know where to go.
Yeah. Yeah, but what's this person supposed to do? So then, they call the police come out, like, well, they're not actually on your property, so there's really nothing we can do. So, you could go to the city, maybe the sheriffs can, have them move on, and and then God forbid if they're trying to sell their house, because then they're really screwed. I mean, come on, man, what are these people supposed to do,
No, but the homeless need a home too.
Yeah, look, I know nobody should be homeless, okay? But also, you can't blame people that are working hard every day to buy a house and then they wake up, and right adjacent to their house, there's people, leaving needles and drinking and swearing and, defecating everywhere. I mean, come on, man.
No, but you don't care that much.
Yes, I do care about the homeless, all right? I care a lot. But I also care about people that get up every day, work their asses off, try to have a nice home for their families, and then they wake up one day, and they got 5 tents in their backyard.
Not right on their land.
It doesn't matter if it's right on their land. If it's right next to it, it's a problem, okay, man? Why do we have to get into this? You always got... Look, enough of this. I'm not talking about this anymore.
Why not?
Because I don't want to. All right? You know how I feel about it. So that's the end of it, okay? Next week, we're going to talk about another famous clown. All right? You happy with that?
I want to talk more about the homeless.
We're not talking more about the homeless. Look, see, now you make me look like I am a jerk. Look, I feel sorry for anybody that's homeless, okay? Doesn't have enough food. It's sad. And by the way, I've been all over the world, and I've seen some real poverty, okay? And as you know, I've given parties for kids, bought clothes for children.
You always help the kids.
Yes, I do always help the kids, okay? But you know what? Here's the thing, Bird Brain, okay? I was watching this documentary, all right? And there was some guy, and I don't know, some really poverty-stricken place in Central America or something, right? And he's going on about how he doesn't make hardly any money, which isn't right. He can barely feed his kids. And meanwhile, his wife's pregnant again. Okay, so I'm like, dude, maybe you should stop letting your sperm go into your wife, and maybe not have so many kids.
Yeah, but I just know. How can you say that?
Because, here's Bird, okay, here's the thing. This doesn't apply for women really, because there's a lot of places where women are still very oppressed. But if you're a single guy, okay, pretty much anywhere in the world, just a single guy, okay, you turn 18, okay, you're in good health now, okay, you're really never in that much trouble because you can work your ass off and get yourself out of that. But people get into deep poverty when they start having like 10 kids and a wife, okay, when they don't have any money even to support one kid. I mean, that might sound cold and callous, but come on, man. I feel sorry for these kids. I don't feel sorry for the parents. I feel sorry for the kids. If some guy that's got like 10 kids and can't take care of them, stop having all those kids. Come on, man.
And I don't know why you say that. You're just cold and mean.
It's not cold and mean. Why? Look, Bird, well, so what about what? Would you think that's good? Somebody should have an abundance of children they can't take care of. You think that's okay?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, it happens. Okay, if you cannot afford, let me tell you something. I've been sexually active since I was 16 and I have no kids. You know why? Because I'm a responsible human being. I don't leave my sperm in anybody.
Oh, I can't believe you said that.
Well, I don't, okay? I'm a responsible person, okay? I mean, and I can understand maybe okay, maybe you get somebody pregnant once, it happens, okay? And, maybe that person just is totally against abortion or whatever. I'm not going to get into that.
Oh, let's talk about that.
No, we are not talking about that. No. Look, I understand if it just happens, okay? But come on, some of these guys have 8, 9, 10 kids. Come on, man, and they have no money. Stop sticking your wiener in your wife if you can't control yourself. I'm sorry. I feel bad for the kids.
Now, you should care for everybody.
I do care for everybody, but I'm just saying you have to take some responsibility. How did we get into this? How do we even get into this again? Another topic has nothing to do with the museum.
Oh yeah, because we're on hobo clown.
Hobo clowns has nothing to do. Look, we're done with this. Okay, look. For the record, yes, I care about anybody that's homeless, that is living in the street. Even if you're addicted to drugs, I feel bad for them, but at the same time, they need to just, enough is enough. And if you have mental illness, which I can understand that's a whole nother thing. People should get help, okay? I don't want anybody homeless. I want everybody happy, especially children. And yes, I put kids first. I'm sorry if that's wrong.
Honestly, it was wrong.
But I always put kids first because they're little, they're young. When you're an adult, it's a different thing. But no, yes, kids first. Okay, if a child should never be homeless. A child should never be hungry, or without clothes or anything anywhere in the world. Okay, and I have done my best to help children all over the world. You know that when I've traveled. I know I've seen you do it. All right. Anyway, enough of this. Next week we're gonna talk about another famous clown. I'm not sure which one yet. Anyway, good to see you again, Bird Ryan. All right, good to see you. Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone.